Even though the drivers take credit for their achievement as they stride onto the podium, motorsport as a whole is a demonstration of stunning speed from the cars and the drivers who pilot these speedy machines. At any one race, there is a lot going on in a team's garage. Aside from the drivers, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of individuals working behind the scenes, from engineers and analysts to manufacturers and media representatives. While the majority of the crew works in the team's headquarters, a chosen few are expected to travel with the team throughout the world and be present at the track to give vital support when needed. On-site strategists, analysts, and, most significantly, the pit crew may be among them. Pit stops in Formula One have changed dramatically throughout the years. Pit stops used to take 6 to 12 seconds, mostly due to refueling, but nowadays pit stops are a matter of minutes or seconds and can make all the difference in securing a win. This is why a pit crew's role is critical during a race. So, what does it take to be a member of a Formula One pit crew, and what can you expect to earn as a pit crew member? Let's go a little further to find out. Contrary to popular opinion, pit crew members are typically mechanics who work on various elements of the car. The front and back end mechanics, as well as the number one mechanic, the chief mechanic, and a few others are among them. Although pit stops are only a small portion of the entire job, they are full of danger since anything may go wrong in those tight minutes. The crew consists of persons who are strong, fearless, and quick, and who are fairly compensated for their efforts. A Formula One pit crew typically consists of 20 to 23 people, depending on the changes that need to be made, plus a few backups in case of equipment failure. Let's start with the jackman in the front and back. They're in charge of lifting the car using specialized jacks when it arrives and removing the jacks once the tires are fitted. They earn between $40,000 and $70,000 each year, plus a bonus of $500 for winning a race. Because the front jack guy is more exposed to injury if a driver overshoots their mark during entry, an extra man is kept on standby to prevent delays caused by failures. The tire carriers come next. There are 8 crew members in total, with responsibility of removing the old tire and another in charge of replacing it with a new one. Tire carriers earn an average of $270,000 a year, with $3,500 per race and further $2,500 if they win the race. The wheel gun operators, also known as the tire changers, are the ones who use a high-pressure pneumatic gun to screw and unscrew the wheel nut at each wheel. As a result, they receive around $5,000 per race, plus a winning bonus of $2,500, for a total of around $350,000 per year. Gun operators often carry a main and backup pneumatic gun, both of which are equipped with a lighting system that transmits a signal when the wheel nut is tightened. Now a look at the stabilizers. Once the jacks are in place, they have control of the car. When F1 cars are hauled up, they tend to destabilize and even topple, which is why stabilizers are required to keep the car firmly in place on either side while the crew performs their responsibilities. Meanwhile, they make roughly $90,000 per year, with each race paying $2,500 and a winning bonus of $250. The wingmen are a little further on. These are 2 crew members that are in charge of the front wing, adjusting the angle if necessary, or even rebuilding the entire wing if it is severely damaged during the race. The wingmen are paid a yearly salary of $150,000, plus race profits of $3,000 and a $500 incentive for winning races. Then there's the fire extinguisher man who, as the name implies, is in charge of the fire extinguisher while making a pit stop. After Verstappen's dad's tragic fire in the pit lane, which resulted in safety-focused improvements, this role became a required fixture in the event that the car erupts in flames. In an ideal world, the fire extinguisher man earns $30,000 per year, with each race bringing in $500 and a win bringing in an additional $250. Finally, there's the lollipop guy. Previously, a traffic lollipop was used to indicate where the driver's garage was located, as well as a signal when it was safe for the driver to change gears. Nowadays, a traffic signal system is utilized instead, which decreases the chance of human error. However, a crew member must still keep an eye out for oncoming vehicles and verify that the pit stop is completed appropriately. The function is generally filled by the chief mechanic, whose primary responsibility is to ensure that the car is manufactured according to the specifications. The chief mechanic also selects the pit crew mechanics and coordinates with them, as they play an important role in the crew. As a senior member of the team, they can easily earn anywhere from $800,000 to $1 million per season, with an additional $5,000 in bonuses. Even while not much has changed in the last few years, primarily due to rules prohibiting the use of power devices and pit stops, a few roles have vanished from pit crews as a result of technical advancements or FIA regulation changes. Let's look at some of the honorable mentions. The man who refuels. During pit stops, they were responsible of refilling the vehicle. This included things like putting the fuel pipe in place and making sure there was no spillage. However, starting in the 2010 season, the FIA prohibited refueling, forcing teams to make the work obsolete. The starter man, who was expected to be on standby with a starter tool in the remote, was another such profession. Engine stalling during a pit stop is a small possibility since automobiles have anti-stall technologies built in to prevent stalling. This position has now been eliminated. Pit stops are likely to face big changes as the FIA continues to introduce new regulations in order to make the sport more entertaining. Pit stops are unquestionably a remarkable display of human reactions and agility, with teams shattering records season after season. While they're an important aspect of race strategy, they're also exciting to watch for fans and, if executed correctly, can help the team win. Were you shocked by their earnings, or did you anticipate them to make a little less? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so post them in the comments area below. And as usual, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified of new videos.